little lavender hearts you can do. And I think I gave each of you, that purple one is talking about a lavender wreath that you can make. So there's lots of different things you can do. I'm a vendor at the local farmers market here in town in Jackson County, and I make several different products with lavender. Somebody asked me, not sure who it was, said, I want to know what else I can do with lavender. And while we're talking, go ahead and strip the leaves from your lavender. And if you have lavender like this, take off the lower. You just want the top part. So take off that lower little bit of flowers and put those on your newspaper. Don't. Yeah. So keep the leaves.
Little second buds.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need those. So.
How long should, well, I'll be quiet.
No, go ahead.
How long should your stems be?
Well, definitely those are long enough, and it depends on the lavender one. These are what we're making. These are well dried, and I'll pass them around for you. This is one that I, for some reason, did not complete. So that's in a different stage. These are a couple, probably, these two are probably 5 or 6 years old. This one I think is from last year. And the idea with these is what you want to do, and I'll share that one with you, and then Doris, if you want to start that one at that end. What you want to do is if you put the flower in your hand, press it pretty hard and roll it pretty hard. Even though that's 5 or 6 years old, you can still smell them.
So the fragrance is in the stems, right?
Fragrance is in the flowers and the stems and the leaves.
And the leaves, everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I read something that was in the stems.
Yeah, it's definitely in the stems, but it is most definitely in the flowers as well. So, so you want to strip the leaves and save those. You can make a potpourri out of the leaves and the little buds that are the little flower buds that are gonna fall off. So you'll want to take those with you. And what I do is I also, when I trim my lavender, what you should do, not in the fall, but you want to do it around St. Patrick's Day. Actually, the first time you want to do it is around Valentine's Day. And if you forget, St. Patrick's Day is about the last that you want to trim it back. But when I go and trim them back in the winter, I take all those trimmings and I wrap them with embroidery thread, which is, so it looks kind of like a smudge stick. Do you know what that is? Yeah. Yeah, and I use that as a fire starter because I use wood to heat with. So you can use every part of these plants, which is really nice. And when you do cut them back, you want to make sure you don't cut them back to the woody part. If you are able to grow lavender, I have some that are about 5 years old now, and they're very, very woody down at the base. And you don't want to cut into that woody part. You just want to trim back the top 3 to 4 inches.
When did you say again was the last time to prune and stuff?
The very last time is St. Patrick's Day.
But you do it before.
You want to do it before.
But you can clip the flowers. You're talking about just clipping the plant.
Yeah, to clip it back, to give it some time to rest and stuff. Okay. And you can do it in the fall. So that's, yeah.
Well, when we did class last year, I believe it was, I took this part right here. Put it in one of those little bags.
Yeah.
Leave it
laying here
okay.
on the floor.
It's under Bernie's bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every once in a while I pick it up and just roll it around just to get it and put it back under his bed.
And it's great for dogs, for their beds. It helps repel insects and stuff like that. I make a bug spray, and I take apple cider vinegar. I take a half-gallon jar, and I put every aromatic herb that I have in there.
Flea bane?
I don't grow flea bane.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I did, before I go any further, I do want to introduce you to Kelsey. She, my man friend, as my daughter calls him, is the executive director of the Canary Coalition here in town, which is a clean air advocacy, and he gets interns every year, and Kelsey is his intern for this year. She's a student at Duke, and we're glad to have her. And he is also trying to get, it's called Mountain Stream TV, and Kelsey, that's her project this summer, is to get that program going. So he asked me this morning, how about Kelsey come and film your class? And I was like, oh, okay. So I just wanted to say I hope everybody's okay with this. And if you're not, just please let Kelsey know. And Kelsey will be very careful to not film you if you prefer not. So
we're all calm, so we got all this around us.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? So, okay. So what you want to do, somebody asked me the length of the stems. The longer, where are those? These are really long stemmed lavender wands. And that's why in my press release I suggested long stem. You can use shorter stems, but I prefer the long stem. Those are fine. Okay. And you're also going to trim off a little bit on the ends once you get them all bundled together. The packet of information that I've given you, you can take it. We don't have to go through it. There's some stuff about culinary lavender there. People always ask me about culinary lavender. And the main thing I want to say is you can use, the Provence is really probably the best one to use for cooking. Lavender lemonade, lavender sugar, lavender scones, that sort of thing. However, I want to preface it with don't, and they say it here, don't eat the flowers from the florist nurseries or garden centers because they spray and you don't want to be eating pesticides.
Is that the only difference between what they call culinary grade?
That's the main difference. Yeah, yeah. I have a pesticide-free garden, so I would not be afraid to use my own because I don't have anything. However, if I knew other people sprayed close to me, I'm not sure I would. Yeah. You know, because it.
If you've had it for a while, after you buy it from a place that sprays, does it ever go away?
That's up to you.
Well,
I wouldn't.
No, so
I'm not going to ingest anything that I know had pesticides on it at one
even
time.
If it's been for a few years.
I just wouldn't.
Okay.
That's just my preference and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, if it stays in there.
Yeah.
Would fungicide be considered a pesticide?
Yeah. So you have to be careful. However, you can go to Amazon.com or Amazon Smile. I don't know if you guys know about Amazon Smile. You can pick the charity of your choice, and they get a percentage of all of your purchases on Amazon. But I don't get kickback from Amazon. I'm just telling you this. But Amazon has organic culinary lavender. So, and you can get it a small amount or a large amount. If you see something on there that says 4 ounces for $2 or $3, don't. Find something that has value to it. And I've looked on it. There's one that was a pound for like $15. I would just be really leery about anything that is not cost.
You probably could buy the plants through the mail.
You can.
I mean, they sell every other plant.
Yeah. Locally, and I should get kickback for this, but Neil Dawson, he's a vendor at the Jackson County Farmers Market. That's where I send everybody because I know his growing practices. I know how he does it, and his plants are fabulous.
There's also, these are from there. I know from Wildflowers up in Cashers.
Oh, okay.
There's a place, I can't remember the name, but you just go straight through through
To the
light,
intersection,
and it's
yeah.
like 3 city blocks on the right.
Yeah.
But there's a name, I forget the name, but.
Yeah.
Tutu Gardens.
Huh?
Maybe
Tutu,
Tutu
that's it,
Gardens.
that's it.
Yeah.
And they do everything
Organically and stuff.
organically.
Yeah.
I recommend to buy wildflowers there.
You can find them at the box stores. They're just not, the box stores are not going to be, they don't really care about the plants that grow for this area. So they just they buy in bulk and they carry it. Now the nurseries around here are a little bit better. So people have asked me, well, can I just grow my own? Can I just start from seed? If you do, I want to know how you do it, because it is extremely difficult to start lavender from seed. Neil, I've had this conversation with Neil Dawson. You have to have heating underneath. Lavender has to have heat for X amount of days and that sort of thing. And so that's why I say Neil, because he knows how to do it. I've tried it from seed, I've tried it from cuttings, and I don't have any luck. And so that's why I get mine from Neil. So okay, so what you want to do, let's start. Let's make a wand. What you want to do is you need an odd number of stems. And I would start with at least 13 or 15.
She told me 11 before.
You can do
I've got
11.
11.
You can do 11. It's going to make a smaller.
I don't like these short stems.
11 is perfect, Doris, if that's what makes you happy.
Well, I want it, yeah, that's fine.
Are you the county agent, Kerri?
No, I'm the administrative assistant. So, yeah, I try to keep them in line. Actually, I just want them to go.
15.
Go. Don't you have programming you need to go do out of the office? So, and here at our office we have Rob Hawk as our director, and we have Heather Gordon as our 4-H agent, Christy Breedenkamp is our horticulturalist, and then Sherry Peeler is our family science and.
You've got quite a few different ones.
Mm-hmm.
More than we do in Haywood.
You have about the same. And Sherry used to be in Haywood. No. Macon. Yeah. Your family consumer science agent in Haywood now covers Haywood and Macon County. Both. So, all right. So you get an odd number. And on the table there's a little glass container and it's got clear rubber bands. And what we want to do is you want to get one of those, kind of stretch it out a little bit, and make sure you've got an odd number. I can't tell you how important that is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If you have an even number, you're in deep doo-doo from the beginning. Did you get a rubber band, Doris?
So we want them all even at the top.
Yeah, you want, yeah. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the rubber band right below the flowers.
These need to be even.
You know, it's as even as you can. It's really not that big a deal. They're pretty flexible and stuff. And this is why it's good to cut your flowers like the day before or the morning of, because you want them supple. I have made lavender wands where they've been stems have been too dry. Here's an example. Is it this one? See how they're all cracked at the top, the very top. Yeah. That's what happens if you try to do it where they're too dry. See how the stems have broken at the top of that? Yeah, that was too dry. Yeah, see, they were too dry, and so they split. I
So you
still
just slide this up to the top?
Yep, slide it up to the top, and you might need to double it.
I need one a little bit longer.
Yeah.
How you gonna get it slided? See, you won't.
If you do this, Doris, if you put it on twice at the end, And you can clip the ends and make them a little, yeah, clip off the rough part of the ends. Make it a little easier.
Are these like the rubber bands for braces? Is that what they are?
Yeah, well, no, they're for hair ties.
Oh, hair ties.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, hair tie.
yeah.
We double this little band?
Yeah, double, and you might stretch it just a little bit, double it, and put it on the end and then push it up. That's just gonna hold them together, okay? I've used twist ties and stuff, and I finally decided these clear little rubber bands are the easiest to work with.
Where do you get these?
Walmart has them,
Oh, really?
but Dollar Tree has them
Oh my God.
for less. So now you can take what you've got right here and you can tie a ribbon around it, and you can let it dry. Like this, these would be absolutely gorgeous. And for the wreath on the last page here, the wreaths here, this is what he's done. He's taken them and he's bundled them up down at the bottom. So that's how he's going to do his wreath, by bundling them up at the bottom. And then he's going to let those dry. See how that is? Right there.
Curve it around.
Right. And then he'll hang those up to dry. And then he'll make the wreaths. So you can do that. This would be absolutely gorgeous to do this with these, to mix them, I think, in a wreath, to have different varieties. I think would be so pretty.
That's a,
So-
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
bunch right there.
Yeah, isn't it? That's the hide coat. It's a different variety. Yeah.
Now, the other year when I had the 3 or 4 plants, I didn't have one of those. I had different ones, but I didn't have one of those.
Neil sells them every once in a while, but he tries different ones. What? I think he does them seed and cuttings. He's able to do cuttings. I'm not able to do cuttings. So, all right. So does everybody have their ribbon that they chose?
Is this good there? Or do I need satin?
Let's talk about the ribbon. I should have said this before. The wider the ribbon, the faster it's going to go. Okay? And that and that's fine too. The thinner the ribbon is going to take you a little bit longer. So it doesn't matter. It's whatever you want.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay. So what you want to do is take your ribbon, and you want to take like this. You want to tie around the flower stem. So take one end of your ribbon and just tie it around the flower stem.
Like a double knot, or?
Yeah. It's not
And you said 3?
about 3 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. I have red. If you want red.
It didn't look red again. Maybe my shirt was reflecting. Now, see, I thought this was pink, but it's actually purple.
It's oh, that one is purple. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I looked at it in that thing with the reflection
Yeah.
off my shirt,
Yeah.
it looked like a bright pink.
Ah,
And
I
it's
see.
actually
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
See, I got a red one. I wanted to change colors.
Ah, that's right. Last time you did a red one.
I did.
Yeah. So you're just going to tie a knot, and you want to tie it pretty tight. Just tie it really tight there. All right. That little knot is not going to show. So kind of make it tight and then push it up towards the flowers. And then trim the little tail off. The singing bowls, how nice. Yeah. Just so you don't have to mess with that little tail. Okay. Does everybody have their... Now let the fun begin. Everybody got it? Okay. Jane's still working on
Hold on a
hers.
second.
You're fine. We're not in any hurry.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. So Jane, go ahead and push everything up. So it's. You might need to take these little flowers off down
Even
here.
wait there,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah. I would just. Yeah,
Okay, I thought.
yeah. All right. So you've got it pushed up all the way, and you're going to turn it over, hold it like this, and we're going to peel those down like a banana. You're just going to, what you want to do is take each of those stems and you just want to fold it down, okay? And fold it down. And you, pardon me?
Do they break?
They won't break because they're fresh. They'll break if they're too dry. And you want to just pull those down, and you want them to kind of be evenly spread all the way through, all the way around. And don't worry about how they're spread. Go ahead and pull them down, and then you can kind of manipulate them around.
I just wondered if I'm in doo-doo. This stem wants to break off, and that would give me an even.
If it breaks off, you're in trouble. As far as it has to be an odd number, and you'll see why in just a minute.
Break off another one.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
But break it, yeah, right, bend it right there. That's why this has to be tight. So you just want it. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. So as you're bending them down, hold them down like this. As you bend them down, so you'll be able to cup it all in your hand like that. And then kind of spread them out all around there.
The ribbon should be on top.
The ribbon should be inside.
Oh.
Yeah, the ribbon is, I'm sorry. The ribbon is inside of that.
Okay.
And once you have them all down, like, look at Shirley. See how she's got hers? Okay. I handed something out.
I thought it was all around it.
It is. She'll move it. She'll move the stems all around. Don't play with them too much. Okay. At this stage right here, you could have done this with just the rubber band and not putting a ribbon on there. And it's called they call it a bottle, what's it called? Bottle something. And you can just tie it off right there, like that. See how this one is just tied off right there? The problem with that is as those buds dry, they're going to fall out. So I'm not sure why you would do that, but all right. So everybody got it in their hands. Okay. Find your ribbon. And hello. And I will also tell you that in here,
Pull the ribbon to the outside.
yeah, you're going to pull it to the outside. Now there is one of the directions I saw, the way I learned to make these is what you're going to do is take that ribbon and you're going to go over, under, over, under, over, under, and you're going to start weaving. And I will tell you right now, the first 2 rows are going to be the hardest. So you really have to pay attention. That's why lavender is so relaxing. It's like, oh, okay, I'm mellow. I can do this. I'm not in any hurry. And make sure that little knot, the ribbon knot, is hidden the best you can. Now, in some of these directions that I gave you, there's another way. Somebody's doing over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2. So if you do the 1 over under 1, you're going to get it to look like this. These,
More ribbon.
you're going to have more ribbon exposed, and it will be faster. But these are done with, and this one was even thinner ribbon width-wise, so that one took me a little while longer.
Well, thinner ribbon will work better, I'm telling you that right now, because I've got the other ribbon. It's
But
not
you
very good.
you'll be able to do it. And like I said, the first 2 rows are going to be the toughest. Just getting it started, getting that rhythm. And you just have to pay attention.
And you need to go clear to the top.
Yeah. And you can push it up there and stuff.
And the ribbon stays close to the one above?
The row, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. The next row down below is going to be, see how this is?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. You know, you're not getting graded.
Sure
So
we are.
you're just
grade
grading
ourselves.
yourselves.
We grade ourselves.
Yeah. And just, you know, I've had to tell myself over, under. And suddenly you will find, oh, that stem got hidden. And you have to take it out. But those stems, you can manipulate them a little bit at the top.
I feel like I'm going to break all my notes.
You won't. If it was really dry, there's that possibility. And
And the next row should be the opposite, right?
well, once you get all the way around, as you keep doing the over, under,
Yeah, okay.
it'll happen
It worked
naturally.
out, right.
Yeah, yeah.
I was bragging on myself here.
You can do that. Doris has made a couple of these.
Yeah,
Yes.
last year's was the worst.
Well, then this year will be better.
Well, that's what I'm aiming for.
I'm doing 2 at a time, but when I came back around, it's not opposite.
Mine wasn't either, so you missed it. That's just the way you do
I
baskets.
just messed up, yeah.
Yeah. Or I
Right, that didn't-
wonder if the 2 at a time, if you use an even
Yeah,
number.
you might need a.
I had just seen that.
I'm supposed to take this to the garden club and show them.
You can do it. You've got the paperwork.
I know, but I hope I have a nice example.
You will. See, they're showing it 2 at a time. They're showing it with odd.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try that one. Maybe I messed up. Carrie, how long
Well-
does it take you to make one of these when you're, like, do you just watch TV? And
Yeah. I listen to TV because I have to watch this. The 30 minutes now. The directions will say it could take 40 minutes, but since
Well,
I
I just can't hide my knots, the only thing I do.
you know, don't worry about that, Doris. When you can take a pen or something and push that in once you've gotten going a little bit.
I must not.
So
And how much do you sell them for at the farmer's market?
I usually sell them for about $6.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a good buy.
Yeah,
crafts
yeah.
never make money.
No, they don't.
Nothing that you do craft-wise or even art-wise
Right.
is very hard.
It's depends. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and it
That's what
depends
it
on where you're
is.
selling them. If I was in Cashers, I could probably sell them for 10 each.
Yeah.
But the socioeconomics of the area, you know, I would rather sell them while they're fresh instead of taking them all home. You know, so I think that's a good price. People say, well, what do I do with them? Well,
Jeez.
they're,
Put 'em under your pillow.
She
I-
wants me to tell you.
go ahead.
You lay them beside your chair, and when you get depressed and stuff, you just pick them up, roll them in your hands, and just mail it and veg out.
So, and I'll tell you if you, yeah. So just pull it down straight. And
What are
let's,
you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm pulling the ribbon down this way.
And you're taking it
Yeah,
out?
so I'm trying not to disturb those. Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so where did you start?
I have no idea.
Yeah?
Wherever it seems. We're not gonna start over
Boy,
again.
it's so nice to work.
I'll have
You
nothing.
you have no idea how many times I've had to
I've got this lady. I'm doing this. And she's so perfect. I know if she did it, she'd have it just right.
you know, so what?
Oh, I know. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
but
don't take that on.
I know.
And there's plenty of lavender here that there's plenty of lavender that
I
you
can't believe those stems were so kind of like brittle.
yeah, they're a little drier.
Huh?
They're a little dry.
Well, I
Well, you have
put
to keep
these
sniffing while you're doing
And
it and breathe it.
I don't know.
That's odd, isn't it?
You know, my problem is I'm left-handed, and I'm having trouble.
Oh, you go the opposite way.
I do. So, okay. So here you go. So,
Oh my.
okay.
But
So
don't they look like they're gonna come off? Break all of them?
we're gonna tie them in. Okay. You really have to concentrate when you're first started.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do over,
Well, I was, I thought.
under.
But I didn't get them pulled apart as
Yeah.
well as I should have. I knew I wasn't, but I didn't know how
Yeah.
important it was.
And I'm gonna pull that a little tight. Over, under. Let's see. See how I can move those over where I want them to
Okay.
be. So, and I'm going to hold it with my other hand as I'm. So that one's under, over.
I don't have the best small muscle dexterity. It's not I'm more large muscle.
Well, you know, and this takes time. You
It
know,
does.
especially to get it started. So okay, so pull it snug as you go. Okay, so you're under, so you need to go over the next one, and just
Keep moving them.
sometimes those stems will get deep down into the flowers, and as you're going around, I'm going to get that back to you. So pull it snug as you do it. So you have to make sure all those stems are available and stuff. And again, if the first two rows are what? First 2 or 3, 4, 5 are
Are the key.
are the key. That's how you're starting. So make sure you pull that snug. Yeah,
Is that all right?
yeah. I would even pull it snugger.
Yeah,
oh, that's
I was
pretty.
trying to go back
Yeah.
and pull it.
Yeah,
But mine aren't even around. See that?
yeah. So you can. Now's a good time to kind of.
Spread them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I tend to pull mine pretty tight. Your stems are so thin. I wonder if you needed. But take your time. Take your time. Yeah.
That one wants to break off.
Well, you're going to encase it.
Eventually.
Yeah, yeah,
Over now,
yeah.
I used a couple of the flower stems instead of
Yeah, that's, with me talking, it's something you really need to concentrate on. Awesome.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just lost one.
Ooh,
I just,
you know, you can kind of weave it back in there.
I can?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
It goes right here.
yeah,
real close to
yeah. And once you get the hang of it, you'll figure it out, and that won't happen. The stems will, if you choose to do it again. The stems will. I always say do a couple of them, you know. And I don't know if you know that lavender is in the mint family. It has a square stem. Maybe we're trying to go around something that has a square stem. Maybe that's makes it hard. You can also use them as, if you have a gift for somebody, it can be a topper for a gift.
Do the gift.
It can be the gift.
The gift.
They can, so you can put them on top of a gift. They can be the gift. You can do several of them and put them in a jar and put a nice ribbon around the jar. It's just a fun way to display them. I like it because it's another way to preserve the flowers. And again, you smelled those lavender wands that I've had for a while, and they still smell good. You can put one in your car in the summer when the car gets so warm and hot. That's going to help to release the fragrance of the lavender as well. Plus, if you're driving in Raleigh and you have a lavender wand, you get stuck in traffic, you just rub that thing between your fingers and inhale, and you'll be smiling, and all the other drivers are honking their horns. So.
What's the history of these? Were they made for, when were they started to be made, you know?
I don't know about the lavender one. I think it was like Victorian times.
Things smell so bad out on the street that Kerri.
They always.
Well, they didn't bathe a lot,
Yeah.
you know, so they tried to cover it up. In the culinary sheet, there's some information there. It says lavender has been a favorite herb for centuries. The historic use and recognition of lavender is almost as old as the history of man. As an herb, lavender has been in documented use for over 2,500 years. The Egyptians used them, the Romans used them. In ancient time, lavender was used for mummification and perfume by the Egyptians, Phoenicians, and people of Arabia. The Greeks and the Romans bathed in lavender-scented water, and it was from the Latin word lavo, meaning to wash, that the herb took its name. Around 600 BC, lavender may have been from the Greek islands into France. Is now common in France, Spain, Italy, and England.
See, I'm having a problem keeping them even around the thing.
And that, yeah. And that's okay that they're not even. You know, you can actually go back with a tip of a pen or a needle or a ripper,
Yeah.
and kind of move those where you want them to be.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I've done them where it goes around and it's not straight across.
Yeah.
They kind of go at an angle, which
Yeah.
is pretty. People ask me how to grow them. What's the best way to grow them? And lavender does not like good soil. Doesn't like its feet to be wet. It likes really crummy soil. It likes full sun. The hotter the better.
Poor soil.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It does not like amended soil.
What about clay?
I don't know about packed soil.
Yeah, it's, I'm growing it in
Yeah.
pack.
You're growing it in packed, and it's doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like
Right about now is when I would take the ribbon and you just wrap it around there, okay? And wrap it down the stems.
The right one.
So you're just, and I'm just kind of loosely,
Go by the one above it.
and I'm just going to go down like that. And then I'm going to put another rubber band here because you need it to dry a little bit, a week or two, and then tighten it. And with the shorter ones, you can just take the. I would go ahead and do this and dry it so it'll dry a little tighter, and then with the shorter one, you can just put a ribbon here and put a bow around it right there, and you can leave the stems loose, or you can wrap them like this. Sometimes I've seen them wrapped with the ribbon touching each other. I like it open. I like the stem. That's my preference. So it's just kind of whatever you want to do. But, yeah.
And then what do you do once it's dry with this piece of ribbon? Do you,
Then, yes, I hot glue it down wherever I want it to be and put another ribbon on it. Like, these,
At least with mine.
I generally, and that one's kind of come undone. Usually I just put it back on itself, put some glue right there. I like the ribbon, I like the bow up here. I've seen some of them where the bow is down here, so it's kind of whatever.
You can even leave the ribbons hanging on.
You can, that would be pretty. That would really be pretty. Yeah, you could do yeah. So, I guess I'm not thinking outside the box. I just kind of got used to doing it a certain way. But, yeah.
I could get crazy.
Little bows, little bells and stuff, so. And a lot of times I don't cut my ribbon because I'm a cheapskate. So, yeah. So sometimes I just keep it on the bolt and just do it from there.
Oh.
Mine's a mistake all the way through, but I'm just finishing it.
There's a little gap.
It will still be okay.
Shirley, we've got plenty of lavender. You can take
Yeah.
some home and.
These are
and,
just too thin.
Yeah.
That's my problem after I found out. And then
See,
it
they
does
keep
better
getting
with
buried with
the thinner,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have to go.
Okay,
and
good.
look.